Good afternoon. I'm Greg Kozera, the Director of Marketing and Sales for Shale Crescent, USA, a regional, nonprofit, non-government research and marketing organization. A couple years ago, I was on the student radio station at the University of Colorado, and we were talking about energy, but particularly oil and gas and petrochemicals. And right in the middle of the interview, the host totally shuts down, and he says this to the audience: "Did you hear what he just said, dear friends?" And I'm thinking, whoa, where are we going from here? And then he said this. He said, we don't like wells, and we don't like petrochemical plants, but we like our cars and our cell phones and our skis and our climbing ropes. And if we're going to have those things, doesn't it make sense for them to be manufactured in the USA under U.S. environmental law? And they'll create American jobs. And I'm like, wow, he got it. And I think during this pandemic, folks, a lot of Americans have got it. Most people didn't realize how much. They knew we were getting stuff from overseas, and particularly China. Nobody really understood how much. They didn't think about PPE or medical equipment or you name it, cell phones, all those things that were prescription drugs, all that stuff that we're getting that suddenly we couldn't get. And one of the things that we've learned at Shale Crescent USA when the whole pandemic thing started, most of our leads and prospects come from conferences. And suddenly the conferences went away. And we realized that we better do something if we're going to continue to carry our regional message to the world, and certainly to the United States. And so we did. We have a lot of media contacts, and we put together a topic that said, does the pandemic mean that made in the USA is a must? And we put that out to the media, and a magical thing happened, folks. We've been on 51 radio shows since the middle of March, and these aren't small-time stuff. We've been in Boston, New York, Charlotte, Miami, Tampa, Chicago, Denver, San Diego, Los Angeles, Seattle, and even on KDK in Pittsburgh. And 22 of those 51 were national shows. We were on Westwood One, First Light. Mike Toscano, one of the leading radio news shows in America, heard in all 50 states, and it's rebroadcast twice after the 5 o'clock initial live broadcast. And we got 15 minutes. And here's what we learned from all that radio, all that media, is no matter where people lived, urban, rural, no matter what their political persuasion, everyone wants manufacturing and jobs to come back to the United States. And when we do that, the second question that we always get is, can we really do that? And if we can, how can we? Well, folks, you're in for a treat, because that question is going to be answered for you this afternoon by our panel of experts. And we've got with us today, we've got Jerry James, president of Artex Oil, and he's going to talk about energy. We've got Wally Candle, senior VP of Solvay. He's going to talk about petrochemicals. And we got Leon Perez, Dr. Leon Perez, the president of Pressure Chemical in Pittsburgh. And he's a little further downstream, so he'll give his perspective. So